This is the 2015 Chevrolet Trax. This is the all-equipped model for $33,000, which I would never recommend you buy. It's too expensive. The exterior is low-key, bulbous, and no real design language. However, for a lot of people that don't want to draw attention to themselves, it's perfect. The optional all-wheel drive on this vehicle. The engine is 140-ish horsepower. It's a turbo engine. It's smooth. It has pretty good fuel economy, I find, and the transmission is pretty smooth with it. The car looks ungainly, but however, like it has the advantage of being practical on the inside because of its weird, awkward appearance. So if you look inside the trunk, there's full of room. The trunk floor is very high for people with a stroller. They don't have to bend down too much. The seats split 60-40, and also when you do fold down the seats, it folds down perfectly flat, which is really convenient. So in the back, the rear passenger room is excellent. Space for feet, space for head, space for legs. On the road, this thing has pretty low wind and road noise. The interior has lots of room in the front, also lots of places where to keep your stuff. There's all kinds of openings and holes and stuff where you can keep your things. It's very good. The sound system is very good also. Take a look at this. That's where your USB jack is. Pretty convenient. There's these horrible volume and sound system controls, the haptic feedback. I hate those. Why don't they just keep knobs? The interior design language, as you can see here, sucks. I mean, it's an afterthought, really. You know what I mean? Take a look at this. Have you ever seen something so ugly? However, once again, I'm showing you, look at this. All kinds of places to put your stuff. It's extremely practical, this truck. When you play the Bose sound system, the noise, vibration, harshness becomes apparent, especially if you have the optional Bose sound system. That's a cobalt part. So yeah, the price ranges from 21 to 33. Paying more than $25,000 makes no sense for this vehicle. However, $25,000 and less, it favors very well to the competition. This truck has an extremely smooth ride. It's not sporty at all, and there are some luxury features on the higher end model. Let's hear what it is on the road. Okay, the review of the 2015 Chevrolet Trax, the latest CUV from GM. The SUV is so popular that they decided to make smaller versions of them. So you have the CX-3, the HR-V, this vehicle. These are essentially big hatchbacks or little trucks. So you can decide. This one is extremely roomy. I have to say, it reminds me of a Pontiac Vibe I owned many years ago in terms of like just the way it's designed. It's so functional. These things look so functional. In the overview, you saw the rear seats come down 60-40, a high loading floor, which is very good for people with parents with strollers. And I'm riding around here in the kind of neighborhood that we would see this vehicle. Middle class, house, two parents, one compact, and then one of these vehicles. The engine and the transmission are very good. This is a turbocharged engine, and for the first time ever, I can't even feel a turbocharge. I mean, it's that smooth. It's a little bit slightly slow off the line, but almost not noticeable. They're getting really good at it. And GM, always the specialists of making an automatic transmission well mated with an engine. They've always been good at that ever since I bought my first Pontiac 6000 when I was 16 years old. The engine, automatic transmission for GM, excellent. No transmission creep. It doesn't hold on to gears for nothing. It shifts when you have to. It's very good. The driving position is nice and high, and I suspect that's what people want when they buy these vehicles. Mission accomplished. The visibility is excellent. Very good. On the highway, relatively low highway, road, and wind noise. So that's very good. This is clearly better than other GM products of old 5-10 years ago. So all that is very nice. Fuel economy seems to be well within the class. Steering wheel feels good. Nice grips at the 10 and 2. Holds well at the 9 and 3. The touch points are okay-ish. Very good for this class of vehicle. except for this elbow rest, which sucks, and this awkward little elbow rest, which I find is weird. However, it's at the right height. I'm sitting upright, the seat is up, and it's just well seated, good driving position. The suspension is soft, compliant, yet it's not too boat-like. I think that's the perfect setting for this class of vehicle. As I ride around, the only thing that's wrong with this vehicle is really the interior quality. And what I mean by that is the GM's poor design language, use of crap materials. It's a plastic fest in here. And if they would have come out with this truck 6-7 years ago, it would have been okay. But in 2015, in super competitive, everyone's out to kill the competitor 2015, I don't think it's quite enough. I want to love GM, but their interiors they're behind, and they're the last ones to the game. Ford upgraded all their interiors many years ago. Chrysler upgraded their interiors very recently. Why is GM a laggard in this? You get little rattles when you hit high bumps. It has a wonderful Bose sound system, and because of the wonderful bass it has, you get the rattles that come with it, which is you're kind of like, oh God, I just want more, you know? So if you don't care about the interior and you've got like 2-3 kids and you're just gonna throw all kinds of crap in your truck and you're never gonna wash it, and you don't care, you just want to get from point A to B in the most practical and efficient way, because it is well priced in the lower trim models. In the higher trim models, the pricing gets crazy, but in the lower trim models, it's very well priced. It's in the low 20s. This is a good vehicle for that. If you can put aside the interior, it's very good. And also it has that killer 5-year, 160,000 kilometer powertrain warranty. I mean, I don't know anybody who does that. And when you have one of these things, you probably have a family and you do a lot of running around, and you're probably putting a lot of miles because you live in the suburbs and you work in the city. So you're probably putting the fat miles on your truck, and you may do 25,000. You may go out camping. You know, you may go on the big road trips. So that reassuring GM warranty becomes a real added value, because for the full 5 years, no matter what, you'll get your full warranty coverage. Whereas with a competitor that does 20,000 kilometers a year, you might not get it. So that's non-negligible. The powertrains, when that breaks, that's expensive. So yeah, that's the review.